Yeah, I'm new to this Zoom. I'm trying to deal with it. Yeah, I'm trying to work this Zoom, trying to figure it out. Y'all might have to bear with me. Let me see what's going on. Yeah. We live for sure. Just gonna tap on some of this old European tapestry. Uh, so hold on. Make sure I pull it up. It's my first time working Zoom, like I say, so y'all just gotta bear with me barely. You feel me? Nothing major. Gotcha. All right. Let me even make sure I get my audio. Yeah. Peace to the guys. I'm finna share the screen real soon. Hold on. And I just I'm looking for what I was just searching on. What was I looking at? Is it so? Okay, boom. Yeah, I got it. Let me share the screen finally. Hope it don't make 100 screens. Me and Doran was just doing it. I finished. All right, share screen. Let me see. Oh yeah, I like this Zoom. Zoom finna make me say I ain't worrying about StreamYard. You know what I mean? So I got two screens on. How did I do that? Uh, let me see. I think that's it. Or should it be this one? I don't know. Let me see. Let me put my eyes on it. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm sharing the screen. Let me see how to do this. I'm still new to this. I told y'all. So how did I? Let me just put a stop share. I'm trying to learn on the fly. Dang. Let me see. I don't know why I say I got two participants, which it shouldn't be. Okay. How can I remove one? Wish I could remove one. What is that? No, I can't even do it. Matter of fact, this might have to be a test run, and then I come back and do the live. Let me see how to figure this out. All right. How did I do that? Yeah, I'm gonna just have to end this. All right, spring and shine. Why didn't tell me? What am I doing? Okay. Now, how's it working? Don't tell me I'm finally sharing it. If I'm finally sharing it, I'm about to just go out and. All right, peace, peace. God is energy. Have a brother Sacred Grove in this bed. I like that. See, oh, kind of low. Let's see. Okay, finally got the screen share. That's sad. I might have to just edit this video. Most likely. But yeah, brother asked a good question earlier. Let me make sure my volume's straight. Yeah, I can't. I'll put, all right, turn the mic up. Yeah, I ain't gonna turn all the way up. I know it'd be loud sometimes. Yeah, I had a brother ask me earlier about the tapestry that I showed in a post. And I thought that was a good idea. He said that'll make for a bomb video to touch on that. And I'm gonna go to the images first. Since we already late. Yeah, I'm gonna just edit this video. I'm gonna rock with it. Y'all let me know if the audio, everything's still A1. Let me know if we're good. I appreciate you. Oh, I guess I tapped on the. Did I even make it? I probably have to share this screen. I don't think it made a switch. Nah, it ain't switch, y'all. Y'all don't see what I see. Do y'all? Yeah, you do. Finally. Let me see what we get out of this right quick. It's gonna 2 minutes. Let's get it.
Black Central Europe. We bring you over 1,000 years of Black history in the German-speaking lands and show you why it matters right now. Wild Men and Moors, ca. 1440. This remarkable medieval tapestry depicts a battle between giant wild men, clothed only in forest products or perhaps their own hair, and the civilized defenders of a castle. Of course, most notable is the contrast in skin color and the reversal of our expectations that white should denote civilization and black the lack thereof. The wild giants with their unkempt hair and beards attack with sticks and stones. In the other two sections of the tapestry, they battle with a lion, a dragon, and a unicorn, heraldic symbols representing authority and power, and then present gifts of wild game to a mother and child in a cave. In case we were in any doubt as to the level of civility among these white men, one of the gift givers has prominent fangs. The black defenders, by contrast, inhabit a fortified castle and fight with bows and arrows. The men's neatly groomed beards, robes, and headbands identify them as Saracens or perhaps as black converts to Christianity. Their king, queen, and princess watch anxiously from the keep, while heralds call out for assistance. As Davis and Mollett have suggested, the tapestry is unique in the way it brings into conflict different groups often marked as marginal others in Christian Europe. And while the precise story being told here has been lost to the sands of time, it does seem that the tapestry celebrated some form of alliance between two families whose crests appear in the design. One of these families, the Zorns, had a member who had fought and died in the Crusades and later came to include a Moor in their coat of arms, so perhaps this explains the inclusion of the black defenders. If true, then this tapestry has value beyond its own strange beauty by shedding light on the practice of incorporating Moors and crowned Moors in particular into heraldry. Jeff Bowersox. Deutsch. Source. Tapestry, Wild Men and Moors, ca. 1440 Boston Museum of Fine Art 54.1431.
Yeah, that was decent. I'll give him that. Yeah. Look at some of this tapestry. And then like zooming in, huh? For sure. Well, these wild men were looked at as giants. Mm-hmm. And the description is no question to whom what race these wild men belong to. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's a question who the owners of the castles were. Like they say, this is around circa 1440. This is before the Moors were expulsed from Spain. This is before Christopher Colombo crossed the ocean blue. Okay, I appreciate that, goddess. And y'all make sure y'all smash that like button for me. I'm gonna do it first. Oh no, I ain't even first, but I appreciate y'all. Yeah, for sure. Like we say 1440. You see them brothers coming all up the chutes, you know what I'm saying? Looking like chimneys, like they coming up the haystack. They hitting them from every angle and every way, protecting that castle. And every last one of them are at least brown skin. Every last one. And of course, some of my brothers are jet black. You know, some people want to act like the jet black and the brown are two different people. I beg to differ. All skin folk and kin folk, all that. Yeah, stop that. We know people hate their families. We know people be having beef with their family. Y'all still carrying it on. That's all it is. We know what kind of people y'all are in your families. All skin folk and kin folk. You go to the family reunion saying that bullshit. You know what I mean? For real. Because how about all your kinfolk ain't skin folk? A lot of y'all have European ancestry, or not even ancestors, but currently relatives of European descent, or of course mixed, but still they have European descent, and you know they're kinfolk, but not skinfolk. So y'all got some hell of a sayings y'all need to wrestle with over there. Yep. Yeah. Let me see. Yep. Tapestry, Wild Men and the Moors. Just in the Boston Museum of Fine Arts. Just zoom in on the wild men. Mm. This is these are those people. I mean, it's not hard to see them and say, hey, those people come from Neanderthals. Like, it should be simple at this point. When you can see them in their old ways, in their natural way, back in that time, then you'll understand why we say they come from the Neanderthal and why it shows it. This is showing you. All they have to do is go back to this way of life, and we would instantly call them Neanderthals again, or at the very least wild men, even though I don't think there's much of a difference between a wild man and a Neanderthal. Yeah, so this is the relationship that was going on in Europe. People think these people are Europeans. These savage wild men, we give them the title of being European, but these were the nobles. This was the royals of Europe. This is why the flag of Europe, of Queen Europa, is a dark-skinned woman also. You see the camels in the back, everything that's pretty. Oh, that's a deer. Okay, reindeer. Sure, and you see his woman got his back, or if that's his brother, whatever. But yeah, everybody brown, from the king, the queen, to the knights. Why else would they be called a knight if we weren't talking about dark skin like these brothers? Right. Now we're gonna back it up. How does it keep doing that? I'm clicking on the picture. It normally just go to the picture. All right, let me back that up. What do we have here? German Moors of Strasbourg by Mark Washington, March 2009. So before you knew you was a Aboriginal, let's go back to some of that kind of information before y'all woke up. Not throwing no shade, I love y'all. For real. And some of y'all know I can't stand y'all, but still it's all up. Or I wouldn't even stand you at all. Yeah. The Blackamoors as 14th century Germany's Strasbourgs. Who are the Strasbourgs? Germany's Strasbourgs? Okay. It's interesting. 14th century tapestry captures the events of European migration period when the Gauls, Celts, and Blackamoors of Europe, a single African people, lost the effort in defending their villages, towns, and way of life in Italy, Spain, England, Germany. So they're telling you the Blackamoors of Europe, they lost the effort in defending their villages, their towns, and their way of life. So that's their Europe, right? Europe is only 3 peninsulas. And what places are they naming? Italy, Spain. Those 2 make up the Iberian Peninsula. England, France, Germany, you know, to the Italic Franco-German and Slavic peoples who replaced let me blow it back up. Who replaced them at the time attacked with rocks and clubs. It's a surprise to see it was the Moors. Notice their headbands. That's one other thing people keep acting like they're forgetting. They'll see that headband on one of their favorite statues and say that ain't got nothing to do with the Moors. They'll see a fez on their head and say it ain't got nothing to do with the Moors. So of course, when they see a headband, they just wiggle out of that headlock. They wiggle right on out of it, like the headband. Like, you know, all scholars know this kind of stuff. This is why this is old. Even the person who wrote the article wrote it in 2009. This ain't nothing but recycled information. That means it's been around, and we're gonna keep bringing it back because a lot of y'all don't know. But it's a surprise to see it was the Moors. Notice their headbands, who were portrayed as the first Strasbourgs. The Strasbourgs? Yeah, the first Strasbourgs, and bore the royal names. Let's zoom in over here. Yep, the Wild Men and Moors Tapestry, of which part is shown, is typical of other 14th and 15th century allegorical pieces. Woven in South Germany, the armorials in the lower border are those of Zorn von Bullock or Zorn von Plopschein and Blumel or Blumling, which were all powerful Strasbourg families at that time. There's no, come on, we wouldn't know that a Zorn von Bullock. Wow. And I know people with the English version of that name, Bullock or Bullock or Bullock. Wow. And that's just a wow. And I've never seen a Bullock that wasn't a brother. And they some tough brothers. Yeah, if you know a Bullock, then you know what I mean. You feel me? Or Zorn von Plopschein, you know, we a Blumel or Blumling. We wouldn't have known those were dark-skinned Germans. We would have never known those were our people, you know, or Moors. How, you know, we swear all the last names come from the Caucasian. So, you know, we definitely wouldn't give ourselves too much credit. Yep. People say we always want to get mad like the Moors want to act like they everywhere. We got to stop acting like everything black. Everything ain't black. Of course not. The wild man is not black. The kings and queens were so-called black. No, they were Moors. For real. Yep. Good old wild men, huh? Let's go. Yep. An archer, king, queen, soldier, lookout, huh? We taught everybody how to go to war. You're dealing with the best ever done it. Not the grimiest or, you know, most evil ever done it, but we the best. Oh, that was just the first image. Okay. Century. Okay. All right, let's get it. Is this the full tapestry? This may be the full one. All right. But so boom. In 1751, Benjamin Franklin wrote an essay, "America as a Land of Opportunity." And part of the essay, he wrote that he noted the demographics of Europe, the Americas, and Asia as of his time during 1751. And it's amazing how different the people of some areas look today. Mm. Much wider because of war and expulsions. Mm. People don't know what they exposed to Moors. And I'm not just talking about out of Europe. We've been exposed even in North America. And the people who never crossed the border were considered slaves because the only ones free made it through the real Underground Railroad, which goes from Texas to Mexico. Don't believe me? Look it up. Franklin's description of race in 1751 are in agreement with the artwork we present. Mm. Why should the Palatine Boers, Germans, peasant farmers be suffered to swarm in our settlements and by herding together establish their language and manners to the exclusion of ours? Why should Pennsylvania, founded by the English, become a colony of aliens who will shortly be so numerous as to Germanize us instead of our Anglifying them? Wow. And will never adopt our language or customs any more than they can acquire our complexion. Franklin considered himself a pure white. He's saying that Germans were not white. Today, Germans are indeed white. So who were the original Germans? Etymology of the word German, Middle English, from Old French Germain, from Latin Germanus or genuine, of the same parents. So the singer, the rapper Genuine, his name actually meant German or Germany or German, right? So they were showing you what a true German looked like. You know, a lot of times they name these artists. These artists have no idea. Genuine, meaning German. And he was a great representation of what the original German looked like. And the term Germanic originated in classical times when groups of tribes living in Lower, Upper, and Greater Germania were referred to using this label by Roman scribes. The Roman use of the term Germanic was not necessarily based upon language, but rather referred to the tribal groups and alliances that lived in the regions of modern-day Luxembourg, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Germany, and which were considered to be less civilized and more physically hardened than the Celtic Gauls. Tribes referred to as Germanic by Roman authors generally lived to the north and east of the Gauls. These were the real Celtic Gauls, just in case y'all don't know. I ain't gonna lie, that look like my boy Dread 305 a little bit, because it look like my homeboy D Jackson, and them two look like twins. I ain't lying. I'm just saying, look like him a little bit, guys. Damn, no shade. I'm just letting you know that's a brother. I mean, if nothing else, the nose should give it away. Come on now. I mean, that's a brother all day. On this ancient coinage. You know they couldn't mint no money back then. You know who did this. You know who do this. We do this. All right. It's a Roman coin struck in 48 BC. Yeah, to commemorate the defeat of Vercingetorix, last king of the Arvini. Mhm. So modern Germanic peoples include the Afrikaners Afrikaners, the Austrians, Danes, Dutch, English, Flemish, Frisians, Germans, Icelanders, Lowland Scots, Norwegians, Swedes, and others, including diaspora populations, uh, such as some European Americans. Uh, in other words, all Western albinos, Eastern albinos, are Slavs and Turks. All Caucasian albinos derive from Central and East Asia. I repeat, all Caucasian albinos derive from Central and East Asia. So everywhere has albino people. Who made the white man? He is the albino of the Asian. He's the Caucasus Asian. Caucus being a word for albino in this point, meaning dead. Only due to the texture of the skin. Pale meaning dead or black, how you want to say it. So why do I say black means death? Because black means pale. Yep. Continuing with Franklin's essay, quote, which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. America, exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so. The wholly so is, they're the whole of America is black or tawny. And tawny or tan, that's what it means, like tan skin. Tawny obviously means brown. Africans and Native Americans are brown / black. Asians are mostly brown. This is consistent with the artwork and artifacts we present. But where did red man / red skin come from? Professor Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz states that the American settlers were paid bounties for killing Indians, and they gave a name to the mutilated and bloody corpses they left in the wake of scalp hunts. Redskins. Yeah, that's kind of tragic. Yeah, I don't like that. That was ugly. So that's why they call them Redskins. It was never about a person being light-skinned or anything like that. It was the mutilated and bloody corpses they left in the wake of scalp hunts. So our people wearing hair from other people's heads, we're wearing weave from people that have hair like the so-called Native American and all that, the good hair, the Indian hair, not knowing that they've been doing that for a long time, and it was never a good thing. And we think it's donated or given to the people, but who knows if they're still not mutilating and scalping these people, for your enjoyment, to be able to wear a wig, But continue with Franklin's essay. And in Europe, this is a quote, and in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also. Swarthy obviously means light brown skin or mulatto. Well, we would look up swarthy. It means darker than that. We'll probably do that in a second. But because the Tartarians were swarthy, and they said they were darker than the Mongols, and the original Mongols were dark-skinned people with good, with so-called good hair. Feel me? So If the Tartarians were darker, then they would have been definitely a Swartz, meaning black. But continue with Franklin's essay, quote, the Saxons only accepted who with the English make the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. Yeah. So they said only the Saxons, along with the English, make up the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. These are pure albinos. Mm. So back to what it said right here. All Caucasian albinos derive from Central and East Asia. And then right here, the Saxons with the English make the principal body of white people. These are pure albinos. So they're coming from Central and East Asia. And we're giving them credit of being the English or the British, you know. But they invaded all of these lands. These are the wild men, right? All right. Matter of fact, let's keep it big. The history. Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV, 1316 to 1378, House of Luxembourg, you know, meaning the Castle of Light, right? Father John of Bohemia, Mother Elizabeth of Bohemia, like we know the Bohemian Grove, right? Charles IV is crowned emperor in Rome in 1355. He makes his capital in Prague. He has inherited Bohemia as well as Luxembourg, bringing that city its first period of glory. The imperial dignity remains in Charles's family until 1438, when it is acquired by the Habsburgs. At the beginning and end of those 80 years, Charles and his son Sigismund take a strong line with the papacy, meaning the Pope. Within a year of his coronation, Charles issues the Golden Bull of 1356, which excludes the Pope from any influence in the choice of emperor. And in 1414, Sigismund is instrumental in bringing together the Council of Constance, which finally ends the Great Schism and restores a single Pope to Rome. Right? Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV, House of Luxembourg, kneeling before Madonna, 13th century fragment in the votive picture of Archbishop John Ucko of his saying, okay. And Cardston Castle is a large Gothic castle founded in 1348 by Charles IV. So, could Charles IV really look like this when I just showed you what the wild men and the kings looked like in these the exact same type of buildings? This looks like a drawing of that exact castle, you know, that represented the Strasbourg German Moors. You know, the ones that were protecting the castle, the king and the queen and such. Right? So Charles, that was in 1440, the paint, the German tapestry. This is 100 years before that. So could he have looked like that? No, he couldn't have looked like that. That's what we call Reconstruction history. You know, when they change things at a later date and time. Founded in 1348, the construction works were directed later by Cardston Burgrave, Virtus of Beauty. There are no records of the builder himself. Some historians speculate that Matthias Ars may be credited. was being an architect, but he had already died in 1352. It is likely that there was not a progressive and cunning architect, but a brilliant civil engineer who, with the necessary mathematical accuracy, solved technically exigent problems that issued from the emperor's ideas and requests. Instead, Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV personally supervised construction works and interior decoration. A little known fact is that the emperor hired Palestinian labor for the remaining work. Construction was finished nearly 25 years later in 1365, when the heart of the treasury, the chapel of the Holy Cross, situated in the Great Tower, was consecrated. Following the outbreak of the Hussite Wars, the imperial regalia were evacuated in 1421 and brought via Hungary to Nuremberg. In 1422, during the siege of the castle, Hussite attackers used biological warfare when Prince Sigismund Korybut used catapults to throw dead, but not plague-infected bodies and 2,000 carriage loads of dung over the wall. Wow. Now that was a shitstorm, huh? Apparently, managing to spread infection among the defenders. Later, the Bohemian coronation jewels were moved to the castle and were kept there for almost 2 centuries with short time breaks. Mm, mm. This ain't no accident. I'm a Moor, and I got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. And I wouldn't come among you and say I am a Moor if I didn't know it. I didn't feel in my heart that I am. Hey, y'all know Khalid Muhammad, and that looked like him right there. I could put that image right next to Khalid Muhammad. That's Khalid Muhammad with short dreads, or you know what I'm saying, a little bit of hair on his head. He's of that lineage, man. For real. Peace to the God. Khalid Muhammad Al-Sheikh. The albino people are never ending in their silly anti-black contrivances. This rather strange, perhaps overpainted 14th century panel of a black king or knight or king, painted between, because you know a knight would be a regent meaning the king of that region, by Theodoric of Prague and found in Cardston Castle, chapel of the Holy Cross, east wall of the choir, right side of the lower register, Prague, Czech Republic, is of course called a painting of Saint Maurice. Maurice meaning a Moor. The painting may actually be of a beardless Holy Roman Emperor and King of Bohemia, Charles IV. Like we said, 100 years before that other German tapestry showing you dark-skinned nobles, right? Let's see if we can go down now. All right. We ain't gonna skip the image though. Hold on. Definitely looking like Charles right there. All right. Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV receiving Christ's relics from the French Dauphin, Cardston Castle, Czech Republic. The Dauphin, Charles I of Venice, 1338 to 1380, also King of France, as Charles V. Dauphin of Venice, Count of Dios and Valentinius, Duke of Normandy, ruled the Dauphinate as the first Dauphin of France, and ruled the Dauphinate as King of France. All right. Charles IV, once again. Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV receiving the thorns of the crown of Jesus from Jean II. Fresco at Cardisan Castle, founded in 1348 by Charles IV. The castle served as a place for safekeeping the imperial regalia as well as the Bohemian, Czech coronation jewels, holy relics, and other royal treasures. Czech Republic. So when we hear about Bohemian Grove, it got to do with the Czech Republic. Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV places the relic of the thorn from the crown of Christ in a reliquary. Fresco at Cardisan Castle, founded 1348 AD by Charles IV. The castle served as a place for safekeeping the imperial regalia as well as the Bohemian Czech coronation jewels, holy relics, and other royal treasures. Damn, boy, we can go there. We get a lot of our ancient stuff that our ancestors had. Charles IV, Holy Roman Emperor and third wife, Anna of Swednitz, Swednica, or should I say Sweden. Yeah, and that ain't no white girl either. And boy, damn Charles, man, they tried to say you was not us. What's wrong with these people? Come on now. Old skin folk ain't can we don't hear that. We talking about what it is and what it ain't, man. You want to white them out because they ain't kinfolk. Let's white them out of history. Let's make them white people. Okay, y'all smash that like button. Share this video. Your boy been kicked off Facebook and IG for good. I ain't got no IG, no Facebook. It's done. They done knock all my pack up pages off. I don't have no Facebooks, no Instagrams. They done took me out of there. They want to take this down, but I'm shadow banned, so y'all gotta help me out. Definitely hit the like button. Like I say, share it on the book, share it to a friend, anything. The Golden Bull, issued by Charles IV in 1356, clarifies the new identity with the Holy Roman Empire, and has been gradually adopting identity which the Holy Roman Empire has been gradually adopting. It ends papal involvement in the election of a German king by the simple means of denying Rome's right to approve or reject the elector's choice. In return, by a separate agreement with the Pope, Charles abandons imperial claims in Italy apart from a title to the Kingdom of Lombardy, like the Lombardy trophy, inherited from Charlemagne. Charles abandons imperial claims in Italy. So that was all he is down there. Apart from a title to the Kingdom of Lombardy, inherited from Charlemagne. Yeah. The same image once again, this being 100 years after Charles, showing you pretty much towards the fall of the Moors. Because 1491 was the fall of Granada, which was known as the last stronghold, the last stronghold of the Moors is definitely Granada, and that was 1491. But obviously, it started around this time. The war started, and they started conquering different kingdoms of ours one by one, year after year, decade after decade. So before this, 100 years before, when we were just in power and not getting our kingdoms took, I mean, it was all brothers. It wasn't going to be no Charles IV not being one of these people in the kingdom. people that was kings and queens were these Moorish nobles. Mm. The people you see as king and queen nowadays were the wild men. They were called the wild men in this day and time. Mm. So they done picked up every rock and stick they can, throwing doo-doo, probably covered in doo-doo. You know what I mean? They just coming through filthy, man. We don't know what to do with them. You know, but put a bow and arrow in their head. That's all we knew. Like, man, back the fuck up. You know? For real. And this symbol is actually called the this one of my partners right there. I should answer this. I'm gonna Mark Schultz. Let me put him on. What's going on, Mark?
What up, kid? How you doing?
Man, I'm live right now, man. Finna finish this show up.
Okay.
Man, I definitely want. Matter of fact, I'm gonna promise the people right now that me and you gonna do a a build. Like when you free, like what night or whatever, whenever you free, really. You gonna be free this weekend?
I think Sunday night would be a good night.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. So y'all heard it here first. Sunday night, we having the law of attraction with a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna appreciate that little bit of time from you, brother.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, maybe we'll chat before, dialogue going, a little agenda for the meeting, so we got a little, kind of a step-by-step thing to, kind of go by.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, sounds good.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna finish this up. I hit you back.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing cards for a little while. But hit me back. If I don't answer, whatever.
I'll just hit me when you get time.
Okay.
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's going down Sunday. For those who don't believe in the law of attraction, y'all don't listen to me anyway. So I'm gonna let you listen to a millionaire tell you the same thing. This brother got at least about 15 million, and he got big things popping. He got admirations of being a billionaire. So nothing wrong with that. And this time we use that law of attraction. One thing the brother told me, man, you got it. He said you even got a lot. You got a lot to your subconscious. Huh? You got a lot to your subconscious mind. Because we all know the subconscious mind is so powerful, but it don't know if you telling it the truth or not. So if you tell yourself you ain't no good or you can't do that, your subconscious mind is gonna make sure you never do it. You gotta lie to yourself. Like the brother said, his ego is huge, man, because he lied to himself. It's like before you have the money, you can't be walking around talking about you broke. That you ain't this or you ain't that. You all of that. You everything you gonna be now. So you see that. You see the light. You feel me? That's just like Moors. We're that. You see, we seeing the royalty again, and that's what we gonna attract. We ain't studying no slavery. I ain't studying what kind of clothes the slaves had on and stuff, man. I'm telling you, the Moors had a headband. How about that? I'm showing you Moors regalia. Moors crest. Showing you our royal bloodlines. But we're gonna program our subconscious. We're gonna do it the right way. We're gonna see number greatness ahead of us. 1410. Yeah, this is when they start invading. The Battle of Grunwald or Battle of Tannenberg. Yep. just saying when they're saying Tanny, that's also how you saying Tani, like a Tani Moore. There's so many ways to spell it. It's not always just Tawny. No, it's also Tannni, Tani. I've seen it all these different ways. And this took place on July 15, 1410, between the Kingdom of Poland and the Grand Duchy of Lithuania on one side, estimated 39,000 troops, and the Teutonic Knights of the Holy Roman Empire on the other, about 27,000 troops. In the battle, the Teutonic Order was defeated and never recovered its former influence. The picture illustrates the moment when Ulrich von Jugenden, and the 26th Grand Master of the Teutonic Order, left dressed in white with the black cross. Let's zoom in on him. On the left, dressed in white with that black cross across, his body in regalia, is killed by infantry. Vytautas the Great is shown in triumphant position. These people invaded these lands. They're not indigenous to nowhere. You know what I mean? Oh man, now when you zoom in, that's a Moor. That's a Moor. That's a Moor. That's one of our brothers that they gladly celebrate being defeated. So, wow. Now I know people look less black than them. That's black. So let's not play them games. I know there's some ignorant people out there, but that's a brother. And I know people, like I say, that look less black and they are black. That's a brother. That's rough. Yep, seeing that brother have to, they idolizing that because this is how they rose and how we felt. Damn. Close up, the Battle of Grunwald, the moment when Ulrich von Jugenden, the 26th Grand Master of the Teutonic Order, dressed in white, is killed by infantry. Damn. My castles. This is what we was defending. This is what we built. So we need reparations from them too. Shit, the fuck. We built it. We need the rent money back and on. They owe us. They're coming in from the heavens. From the firmament, should I say. Because obviously it's the waters above. That's why I say a rocket can't run up and hit no water. It's going to be harder than a brick wall. So going to this firmament is no different. It's water. You have to go up there and stick your toe in there first. You can't crash that. You can't crash that water. Okay, what we got going? What we learning? What we learning? I think this image represents when these beastly people invaded us. And you know who I mean? The ones that paint themselves like little babies with wings. We didn't see them as babies with wings. We saw them as monsters flying in. Because I wonder what these group of people look like. These, like, obviously Moors, they are high priests. And this is what you call Europe. All right, the hours of Etienne Chevalier is one of the most famous and lavishly illuminated manuscripts of the 15th century. So that means in the 1400s. Yeah. It was painted for the treasure of France by Jean Fouquet, court artist to King Charles VII and Louis the 11th. Let's make sure. Okay. Hey, I appreciate y'all. I didn't even know I would get no comments. My side froze up. I couldn't even see nothing. But I appreciate y'all. Most definitely. In lavishly illuminated manuscripts of the 15th century, it was painted for the treasurer of France by Jean Fouquet, court artist to King Charles XII and Louis the 11th, King Louis the 11th, who worked not only as a mini artist, but also as a panel painter and a scenery designer. The Lehman miniature decorates the page that contains the opening words of the evening prayer, or Vespers, for the hours of the Holy Spirit. It shows the faithful. Who are the faithful? You see them standing in the foreground on a terrace, looking up at the hand of God as demons flee to the left and right. The subject is highly unusual, as is the topographically accurate depiction of medieval Paris, in which the Cathedral of Notre Dame, the spire of Saint Chapelle, the Pont Saint Michel, and other monuments of Al de la City, the island city, including the Hotel de Nestle with a figure stand. So that's why they got a chocolate company called Nestle. I think so. You feel me? They're comparing it to the chocolate people. Hotel de Nestle with a figure stand are immediately recognizable. We're gonna look at it one more time since y'all don't act like you don't know. The main number of brothers. Maybe we're too close. Let me get where you can see and focus. Yep. They say what do you say? The faithful shows the faithful standing in the foreground on the terrace. This is where clowns come from? That's what bro call it. I'll answer that in a second. Frederick III, okay. House of Habsburg. All right. From medieval manuscript, the person responsible for whitenizing this picture apparently didn't understand that the figures were supposed to be symmetrical in skin color too. He whitenized the living, but the dead showing the normal variations in skin color. You know what I mean? I guess y'all don't know what melanated people look like. All skin folk. Stop that. All phenotypes is our genotypes. Don't try that crap. You know what it is. You see our phenotype, that's our people, man. Stop that. Princess of Asturias and Duchess of Savoy by her two marriages. She was governor of Habsburg, Netherlands, from 1507 to 1515, and again from 1519 to 1530. You know, I'm not overly ecstatic after 1491 because I'm like, we started to deal with Moriscos at that point. Even him. Philibert, surnamed the Handsome or the Good, was the Duke of Savoy from 1497 until his death. Philibert was the son of Filippo the Landless, who until 1496 was a junior member of the ducal family, and his first wife, Margaret of Bourbon. So the Philippines, being named after King Philip, most likely could have came from this bloodline, his family. So we already know the Philippines are Moros anyway. That's the original name of that land. Mhm. Y'all see what it is. That's what you need in your house instead of white Jesus. Yep. Described as Renaissance cameo of an African king, 16th century. Mm. So in the 16th century, in the 1500s, somebody decided to do an old school painting of one of those African kings in Europe, analyzing crown type, like you said in Italy, analyzing crown type, clothing type, and border design. The cameo is obviously of a European king. Mm. Mm. Look like an old make head. Mid 16th century Italian cameo, sardonyx, and gold form of Milton Will collection of his collection from 1938. Late 16th century cameo ring. Uh, wow, they've been rocking stuff like this a long time. They've been some fly people, man. Come on. Probably Italian, Venice. Sardonyx and gold, formerly of the Milton Will collection. Mm. Oh, this is a mulatto. Wow. By convention of the time, only black mulatto nobility, some would say, the only true nobility, were depicted with pearl earrings. Thus, this person was either black or mulatto because they had pearl earrings. Deep swag. Y'all gonna catch on. Well, I ain't got many people paying attention, so I know all y'all caught up. We elite. You feel me? Elected Frederick III, the Wise of Saxony, 1463. That means before, the fall of Granada and all of that, to 1525. House of Wettin. Father Ernst, Elector of Saxony, Mother Elizabeth of Bavaria. Into my albino fake. Look at this. This is a repainted by albinos to appear albino. Like it was a bum like that sitting up on the throne. Get out of here. Yeah. This is what the original looked like. Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York. X-ray of Bogus Johann the First, 1468 to 1532. The Constant, Elector of Saxony portrait. The X-ray shows the portrait originally showed Johann the First to be a black man with full lips. You see my boy? Huh? Like they say about the Tartarians, they have blubber lips. And swarthy skin. Come on now. We're gonna argue. And he looked like an Aztec. And you could tell he was like a pope of his time. That's why they have him on the perfect color coin to show you his skin. Eugene meaning golden genes. Yeah. That's why you have eugenics. It means the golden genes, or they'll say a noble birth, or But yeah, golden genes. Your golden genetics. Like he's a noble. He was born in Venice, 1383 to 1447. So that's a real one right there. Venice to a rich merchant family. He was born in Venice to a rich merchant family. Pope Gregory the 12th was his maternal uncle. He was pope from 1431 to his death in 1447. He is the last pope to take the name Eugene upon his election. Mhm. Y'all saying, damn, Martin Luther was a German priest, professor of theology, and iconic figure of the Protestant Reformation. He strongly disputed the claim that freedom from God's punishment for sin could be purchased with money. He confronted indulgence salesman Johann Tetzel with his 95 Theses in 1517. His refusal to retract all of his writings at the demand of Pope Leo X in 1520 and the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V at the Diet of Worms in 1521 resulted in his excommunication by the Pope and condemnation as an outlaw by the Emperor. Luther taught that salvation is not earned by good deeds, but received only as a free gift of God's grace through faith in Jesus and all that, as a redeemer from sin. His theology challenged the authority of the Pope of the Roman Catholic Church by teaching that the Bible is the only source of divinely revealed knowledge and opposed sacerdotalism by considering all baptized Christians to be a holy priesthood. Those who are his translation of the Bible into the language of the people instead of Latin made it more accessible, causing tremendous Holy Roman Empire, bust of Christ holding orb. Holy Roman Empire, bust of Christ holding orb, bust of Martin Luther. Yeah, he looked like he was mixed. Definitely. Martin Luther was mixed, and this Jesus was he was a brother. That's for sure. And you'll see a lot of people in Africa with hair flowing like that, especially around what he was saying being a Nazarene. And they actually depicted Martin Luther's hair not too far different than a guy, a person who's represented as sheep wool hair. And this Jesus has a Negroid nose and everything. And Martin Luther has no less than like an Italian nose. But he has large eyes, just like this Jesus has bug eyes. Like, come on. What we doing? We know what it is. Don't got to agree with all the ideology, but I'm just saying, Dorothea, Princess of Denmark, and Dorothy means the gift of God. Or should I say the goddess? Because her name is Thea. Thea means goddess. Theo means God. Or just if it was Dorothy, Thea means God. But it's like saying the gift of the goddess. You have the Teutonic Knights that we just saw was a Moor. And after he lost, it was over. He was the 26th. We can go back up to him right quick because I know exactly who we're talking about now. Okay. Yep. The Teutonic Knight. The 26th Grand Master. Yep. The 26th Grand Master of the Teutonic Order. Dressed in white, is killed by infantry. Right? So this is the Teutonic Knights. This is the cross of the Teutonic Order, Coat of arms of the Teutonic Order Grandmaster. Alternate coat of arms of the Teutonic Order. Coat of arms of the Teutonic Order. The Order of Brothers of the German House of Saint Mary in Jerusalem. Official names in Latin is Ordo Domus Sanctae Mariae. Teutonic Quorum. Hiero Solemnitorum. German Order Der Bruder von Deutschen Haus Saint Marians in Jerusalem, commonly called the Teutonic Order, was a German medieval military order. In modern times, a purely religious Catholic order. This is why they got all of our shit. We wonder why, damn, the Pope got the Egyptian this and the Egyptian that, and he got, that's African shit, and that's our shit. The Pope did, man. This is why he got our shit. This is why they worshiping Black Madonna. They, they just intercepted. They intercepted the ball. The ball was already brown. You feel me? The ball still brown. Don't matter. Way before they caught it. For real. And this same thing look like it's going for Catholicism, Christianity, all of it. What did they create? Nothing. All right. Did they create these castles? Hell no, they didn't create these castles. Do you see this serious architecture from hundreds of years ago? Come on, man. We ain't walking in no palaces like this, man. Yeah, I see this image a lot. A lot. John of Saxony, known as John the Steadfast or John the Constant, Elector of Saxony. I can show you a Shakespeare bust, looks like that too. They'll tell you, it's not brown, it's not brown. Yeah, the hair on his face ain't no non-ether hair. Yeah, it ain't, yeah, right. Come on now. Yeah, man. It is what it is. Boy got a hell of a jaw there. Yeah, one hell of a jaw lines. And look at this painting. 100 or 200 years after the one we were looking at, we were looking at Charles IV. So Charles V couldn't have been alive 200 years after that. So that was the old painting after the man dead and gone, huh? Okay. Hell nah. Are these mulattoized depictions accurate? Obviously not. This is what the wild man looked like. This is what the wild man looked like. Do I have to, I'm gonna go there. No, they are all nothing but albino lies. Good old Inca king legend. You see at the top, the creator or the god is even dark, huh? And he got a cross. Trying to tell you where this stuff coming from. You see him in the corner. It's like they painted themselves up in here. In the middle. Like they put themselves here and there. But this to the left and to the right was already there. And all of the other stuff down below. It was Kabbalistic, showing you the order. They put themselves up there next to God. Get y'all ass off there. The hell wrong with y'all gonna add that stamp on there? White boy. It's a little space right here for me. No, that space is God's. Back y'all ass up. And then you got the Elohim. And these are more like Spanish people to me, even though some of them dark like us though. I'm just saying the ones that's a little lighter skinned, they don't like Spanish people. You can't like nobody, none of them ain't in the Elohim, man. How we get this color? We push that out too, man. Yeah. A panel from the painting in local museum in Lima, Peru, depicting the Inca emperors. Mm. And people want to, I'm Inca, but they look like goddamn, come on, man. They look like mulattoes. You ain't looking like this. You can't be Inca. Not the real deal. You know what I mean? You got nerve to call other people half bloods and all this that ain't in your tribe. Yeah, and they say these are the subsequent European emperors of the Inca. This is where you get your Freemasons from. This is where Freemasonry has its roots with the Inca. When the European emperors or the European Spanish kings joined forces with the Inca and learned some religion and took it all back to their country. Even the people, yeah, they took the Inca to their land so they could build up their land, architect, and pretty much be sort of like a ruler over that land, but just more so like the medicine man, which they stopped honoring in their kind of culture. You can now say with great, well, they did back then, but nowadays they don't. We can now say with great confidence that this picture depicts Charles the Fifth. Let it marinate. Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, 1500 to 1558. I still look at those people are like Moriscos around that time, but it's still just showing you the truth. They are who they are. It's us. The question of when did the Spanish begin to write blacks out of history appears answered by the reign of Joseph Napoleon Bonaparte, 1768-1844. He was the elder brother of Napoleon Bonaparte, who made him king of Naples and Sicily, 1806-1808, and later king of Spain, 1808-1813, and Jose I. Oh, so he had a little brother all this time, huh? It is known that Napoleon Bonaparte hated blacks. It's evidenced by his attempt to destroy the Great Sphinx in Egypt. Mm. Napoleon in his 30 at the Tuileries. And they'll have a painting like this around 1812 and try to tell you uh, that people like John Hanson wasn't, that like this is more vivid than a picture. I mean, what the hell going on? You know, that's why I know a president would have had a super advantage as far as having photography or even a great painter. He would have had a super advantage over that. But nonetheless, one should never use wiki as a primary source. It is often inaccurate. And on racial matters, often lies in support of the albino falsifications of history. But it does provide a general view of the times of Napoleon. Of particular interest is that Napoleon's father, Carlo Bonaparte, in his portrait appears to have been a mulatto. Mm. Bust him in the head. The father of Napoleon Bonaparte. In a study done in 2011 titled Haplogroup of the Y chromosome of Napoleon I by Gerald Luca Theory Thomaset, Peter Herikdakian, whatever. It was determined that Napoleon's male line descends from an African of the E1B1B1C1 haplogroup. Additionally, in contrast to his supposed portrait at the Tuileries, Napoleon's deathbed portrait depicts a dark man. The Tuileries portrait then would be in keeping with the albino's determination to make everyone of historical significance albino. Yep, enough old dirty Bonaparte. Damn. He said though Hitler preached albino purity, he and all of his henchmen are actually dark Europeans. It seems a safe assumption that Hitler's henchmen were dark for the same reason that he was dark. He himself derived from the African of the E1B1B haplogroup. Ashkenazi Jews are, of course, Turkic Khazars. Whatever E1B1 they might have is purely the result of recent admixture. Okay. What a strange coincidence it is then that Napoleon and Hitler, both of black African descent, wanted so much to conquer and destroy Britain. Wow. Hmm. Docking with some, except there's a bridge across with the German mind for past and nationalism. So, quote, unfortunately, German nationality is no longer based on a racially uniform nucleus. Also, the process of the blending of the various primal constituents has not yet progressed so far as to permit speaking of a newly formed race. On contrary to blood poisoning, which affected our national body, especially since the 30 Years' War, led not only to a decomposition of our blood, but also of our soul. The open frontiers of our fatherland, the dependence upon un-Germanic alien bodies along these frontier districts, but above all, the strong current influx of foreign blood into the interior of the right proper, in consequence of its continued renewal, does not leave time for an absolute melting. It is not a new race that results from the fusion, but the racial stocks remain side by side, with the result that, especially in critical moments, when in other cases a herd will assemble, the German people run in all directions of the wind. The racial elements are situated differently, not only territorially, but also in individual cases within the same territory. As the same of Nordic people, there stand Easterners. Now these, man, this is coming directly from the words of Hitler in his own book, because I don't know if people know Hitler won the Nobel Peace Prize before the war popped off, like less than 5 years, maybe the year before the war, right? So in his book, he was saying exactly this. So yeah, it's coming from him. Yeah, yeah, and these are Aztecs. These were actual Aztecs. Like I said, they took Aztecs to this part of the world. Piero de Lorenzo de Medici, uh, and Lorenzo di Piero de Medici. He was the ruler of Florence. Okay, yeah, Medici or Medici, meaning medicine, like medicine. So these people, he was called the Magnanimous or the Majestic, His Majesty, and all of this, great words like Magi. They call these people magicians or anything sort of like that, meaning great things, but because they were medicine men, being that they could heal you, they had a better chance of healing you. They had, you know, they had the knowledge of the herbs. They're asking, these are the Incas. I mean, that came, I said Aztec, I apologize. But these are the Inca emperors on that list, the Inca list. Or should I say, these are ones that ended up being more whitened out. but he was the eldest son of Lorenzo de Medici, Lorenzo the Magnificent, and Clarice Orsini, an older brother of the future Pope Leo X, called Piero the Unfortunate. He was the Grand Maestro of Florence from 1492 until his exile in 1494. All right, one of the less whitenized portraits of Lorenzo de Piero de Medici, 1492. Then I say after Columbus came, he came 1492. You came upon these shores. So yeah, from 1492, he was over there rocking and rolling the Incas, and ended up being the Duke. He was the ruler of Florence from 1513 until his death. He was also the Duke of Urbino from 1516 to 1519. His daughter, Catherine de' Medici, became Queen Consort of France, while his son, Alessandro de' Medici, became the first Duke of Florence. Yeah, his daughter obviously got more and more lighted out. You know how Spanish culture people are, especially when they mix in with those people. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That even though they saying there's a white knives, but she was still albino. Alessandro de' Medici. His son, the Duke of Florence. Somebody had a little mixed chop. The Pucci family. And that's a nickname you'll only hear in a black neighborhood. Somebody have a nickname like Pucci. But this is why. And this is, you see the headband. Stop making me point that out. Like y'all don't know who the headband belonged to. I like that. That brother said he was, oh, that's my brother Real Rap in the building. Well, let me get my brother a wrench, man. What's going on? Yeah. Hey, well, yeah, like you just, hey. I don't know if you rewind it, but you talking about everything we just touched on when you said the Habsburgs. Yep. And going back and forth from the 800s to the 1800s. That's my dog there, man. Hey, y'all follow Real Rap. For real. Bro, you went viral too, boy. I've been trying to get up with you. I know I gave you my number, man. Y'all boys don't even rock with me, huh? What we gonna do? Real talk. But yeah, you went viral, bro. I seen the video you did when you was passing a mound in a truck. It was like a pyramid that was pretty much hid behind some grass and all. And you were pointing it out. Man, that thing had so many views on it. I don't even know who posted it. It wasn't even you posted it. That thing had like 1 million views. And I know that voice. I said, I know that's Real Rap. That's my homeboy. That's for sure. Yeah, that brother been studying. That's why he don't argue with the Moors no more. He'll tell you here more. You know what it is. For sure. Like they ain't putting these people on brown coinage for no reason. And we was hip to that, we would have understood the Abraham Lincoln thing. It wouldn't be you know, it wouldn't be a speculation type of thing. Y'all would know that it is what it is. It's been like that. Yep. And these are the original Christians. When you talking about Oregon was really an Asian on the other side of Tartaria. And Oregon was a ancient Christian empire, basically. I wouldn't say ancient, but yeah. It's very old. It was the original. Holy Roman Empire. And these end up being your Turks and all that. 'Cause that was a land called Turkey. All these at different times, but still, well, not really, because they probably they was existing around the same time because Turkey was next to Scythia, and Scythia is what we call Tartaria or Tartary, and Oregon is right next to them. All of these places ended up invading inward places like what we think Rome is, what we think Turkey is, but that's not where they were. Mm. That's a brother look like he don't play either. Like he, what? I wish you would. What? Like he with it. Maximilian de Groven or Grohan, Borex, or no, Grohanbo or Grohanbo Rex meaning king, 1563. The Holy Roman Empire, Ferdinand First and his son Maximilian. Let's see. Just trying to really get through these images for y'all. I know I didn't really touched on what I want to kill. I didn't kill. Can't do no press rewind at that point. Y'all know what a turban is. Y'all know what it is. A portrait of a wealthy black man. That's what they're gonna say. Either Flemish or German. Yeah, they tell you. They finally told you something right. And circa 1540 in a private collection. For show. Vincenzo Scamozzi, 1548 1616, was a Venetian architect and a writer on architecture. Active mainly in Vicenza and Venice. He was the most important figure there with Andrea Palladio. Looking like a Dominican. He got some melanin in him. He got dark grandparents. And this is what Europe looked like before the 30 Years' War. Note the black king or high noble of Portugal with the cross or the Order of Santiago on his cloak on the bottom right. Okay. What's all kind of dark skinned people up in there? What we talking about? You see that high noble with that cloak on, like who the real Christian. That's why they want to act like they with some Christianity, because they seen the brothers doing it the right way, and they were like, they imitate everything. But like I say, anytime they get your flag, that's how I look at it. They play capture the flag, and when they get your flag, they're going to wipe your butt. They're going to wipe their butt with your flag. Your flag gonna become, the LGBT flag. It's gonna stand for something that you don't stand for, guaranteed. But as we can see on this image of Europe back then, them one numbers the high rise, man. Them one number some apartments. Who else carrying baskets and stuff on their head? Look like we the police. Look like we holding them up. Like, hey, where you going, man? What you got up under all them blankets and shirts and sheets you got on, man? What you got on? What you carrying? What you concealing? You got anything on you? A couple of them, they be carpooling. They be 2-3 deep on a horse. Look at them. You see the brothers got horses and everything else. We got one brother acting up. These must be Spanish like people that's used to be on our side before the fallout. This when they started getting beside this, so we started letting them lock our own people up. But he probably was acting up, but at the same time, their egos they went to line to themselves. We run the shit. We ain't nothing to be fought with. So we got to start lining ourselves. Like I said, we're gonna strengthen our subconscious mind. We're gonna tell ourselves great things, and it's not necessarily a lie because you control your destiny. So it's what you're making. It is what you say it is. You see that we got the symbols. You see who doing that music. Come on, man. We providing a service. They didn't know what romantic was. We gonna row the boat, take you down the stream, playing music, singing and dancing, while you two get to see the sights to a place you never been, obviously. Mm. Come hang out in my little part of the waters. We got y'all. Uh, uh, little lonely, little traveler who's, like I say, probably one of the ones that used to be with us, like Spanish type of person before they backstabbed us, expulsion of the Moors. So basically, the expulsion of the Moors was them saying they don't want this picture so thick because with us there's a lot going on. But if you take us out of the picture, you got more, you got too much space for everybody. You know, all the way in the cut, you ain't got number brothers, man. Come on now, like this our shit. It is what it is. And note the Black King or high note, yeah. And it's the King's Fountain, Lisbon. King's Fountain depicts a scene set around the Chafariz de El Rey, uh, the King of Chafariz in Lisbon, right? The capital of the then Kingdom of Portugal. Painted during the late 16th century, the work features images associated with the wealth and power of the burgeoning Portuguese Empire. Trade goods from Japan, Goa, and various African kingdoms are seen, as are African slaves and free Africans. You see, they would say slaves and all that. You know how they talk, but hey, I'm saying this is back. All right, 16th century. This is 1500s. So this is so-called after the expulsion of the Moor. So this when they started kicking us out, and they probably were kicking us out for little reasons. Like, you know what? I'm sick of you, man. I told you, man, you should have left when the other 3 million left. Because by this time, they supposed to have been, eventually, it ended up only being 30,000 Moors left in all of Europe. And they say 3 million were exposed. So that's why when you hear about Isabella and Ferdinand and all of that Christopher Columbus stuff, they released the prisons. And by releasing the prisons, because the only reason they were putting people into prison is because they committed a sin. They didn't have laws and this stuff, so they used the Bible to condemn you. You feel me? So any sin you committed in the Bible, then you would go to jail. And eventually they were locking up so many of their people that she called herself finding in her heart to just go ahead and release the prisons because she was locking up everybody. Everybody. Everybody commit sin. You know. So only the saints were left. Or the eunuchs, however you want, whatever, whoever. We ain't got to question that. Portrait of a black woman holding a clock. And this before Benjamin Banneker, ain't it? Is this who invented the clock? No, it's just a Moorish thing. But this image is older than Benjamin Banneker. And he's credited with inventing the clock. So we just debunked that. young noble woman, noble man. Yeah, red always represented Moors, blue represented Christians. See, look, that's what a Saxon looked like. Mhm. We always think it's just them. Like you say, Saxo Saroma Empire, the Mavericks de Saxo. Yeah, Mavericks of the Saroma Empire. Yep. So this is where we get the word maverick from and all of that. Elector of Saxony, Maurice. Maurice meaning more, of course. 1541 to 1553. You know, like I said, these aren't my favorite Moors because these are a lot of the ones that were still there after 1491. So I like the good old stuff, but you know, we face the truth too. You know, if I don't like the people above, maybe blacks like this, man, the result is a mulatto like this woman. That's real. If people don't get that or not. After 100 years of admixture in India, there still exists large population of blacks and whites. Mm. Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand III, 1647, looking like a whole Aztec, just more whited out. He started, they hung out, man. People don't know who the Moors is that went in dark and came out pale. It was your Spanish culture people. We forget that they took the first slaves from here to there. They took the first slaves from America. The people that came out to Columbus they took 10,000 people from this part of the world over there. And I just showed you the Emperor Medici. Well, not the emperor, but you know, that duke, that king, the magnanimous Medici. Like I say, medicine man. He was an Aztec, or he was an Inca. I apologize again. Yeah, he was an Inca. And so, I was just looking at, I passed it. Yeah, so obviously you can see the same in this Roman Emperor Ferdinand. That ain't no European features. That is the Inca type feature. That's an American phenotype, not necessarily all dark. Well, you used to be dark skinned. That bloodline got whited out, man. I'm telling you, y'all need to really see who the Moors is that went in dark and came out pale. It wasn't all Africans. And Archie, huh? So we got the Ferdinand Carroll, DG Archie. Yeah, of Archie. Like we say Archie. Like they say King of Bohemia and Archduke of Austria. hmm So Austria must have been called Carol. Oh no, Austria is right here when they're saying AU. The AV means AU. So I wonder what they're calling the gold. Because before they put the Stria, it just was R. Archid R. He was an Archie and his D meaning Duke. Archie of Austria. Archduke of Austria. And like I said, you could tell that was a Inca related person. Like this kind of a look of a person. Mhm. This is all the wars Europeans have been involved in. God damn, they report card bad, man. Look at that, man. This was a Ben got kicked out of school. Duke Frederick the Eighth of Saxony, 1625, and he had an afro. Dukes of Saxony, Christian II, Johann George I, and August. And they had big foreheads and afro. They like Ethiopians. I always say that every time I see this image right here. You know, some people want to play, they like aliens. I ain't got time for that. 1598. They look more like an Ethiopian. They look just like those people. You know, maybe you can call them Berbers, but most likely Ethiopian. Even this brother probably, but he definitely he got afro. They both got all got afros. That ain't enough, man. Damn, what's wrong with you? Elective Saxon. Don't let a person have no good hair. Y'all gonna really disclaim them. These are the Moors who went in and came out pale, man. They came out pale. Look at Prince. That's what Prince get his swag from, huh? Look what they just said. They said this is Leopold. Is that? Yeah, they're saying this is Leopold. Picture of Holy Roman Emperor Leopold before the other Leopold. So this one, he just still had some. They were more of an albino at this point, till they had some Negro in the bloodline, and then it just started getting a little more whiter. Until the point you can't see it, and you got the modern or the more closely modern Leopold. You see that? You see the red bones. You see them sisters. I'm talking about they darker than Cardi B, so don't start that. Especially her in the middle, looking like Left Eye. And it says severely white now, this portrait. So they were darker. They just left the cheeks as dark as they were. All right. Mulatto architect. It was Maria Teresa, meaning Mother Teresa, huh? Holy Roman Emperor, 1717 to 1780. And she rocked out for a long time, 53 years. The only female ruler of the Habsburg dominions. The Habsburgs, once again, them Germans that we were just talking about, real rap. Obviously, she shows the hundreds of years later, whitening, like even Hitler spoke of. Yep, the first mulatto to sit on the throne, Queen Charlotte of Mecklenburg. Mm, mm. And you see, after that, look at her bloodline. We can't even tell that they came from her. This is what happens. We got to stop it. I'm just saying. That's Prince Harry, Princess Diana. You can't tell that was their mama, though. You can't tell that the grandma, would have looked like this. You can't tell that it would have got darker and darker and darker as we go back to the Habsburgs and these Dutch, these royal Europeans. This is the death mask of Ludwig von Beethoven. The death mask. Obviously, the nose ought to tell you, but I don't know if y'all know phenotypes. You got to know phenotypes, and he might have been mixed to a degree. Only because you got that bottom lip though. I think he was just it's the way he put that clay over his face, and he's what? No, he's deaf. Yeah, yeah. He putting that clay over his face, making that mold. He didn't want to have his mouth open. And just he didn't do it perfectly, I guess. And does that look like that? Even though they tried to make a nose a little fat on this one, on the right. Two different noses. How both of them could be goddamn Beethoven? Well, none of them look like that. And they didn't even show you all the funerary piece, the funerary monument of Shakespeare. Oh, that was my bad. That was Beethoven. Yeah, they did the right thing. They showed you the bus. But yeah, y'all can check my video out on that. I did that already. Showing you that Shakespeare was a Moor. I always wondered who this picture was. I love this picture. It's called Portrait of a Young Woman by the French painter Jean-Etienne Lyotard, late 1700s. If that don't look modern, what the hell? Portrait of Marie Jean Lyotard. Is that who painted this? French painter Jean-Etienne Lyotard. Portrait of Marie Jean Lyotard, 1761, 1813, 1779, by her father, Jean-Etienne Lyotard. So that was his daughter. And this is a painting that he painted, which could have been another one of his daughters. While we playing, because they don't look that different. They both petite, very much alike. It's just a dark skinned and light skinned sister of each other to a degree. But irregardless, it was painted by Jean Etienne Lyotard, and this is his daughter, Marie Jean Lyotard, which he also painted this one. Karl Marx. It's dark. What? The German philosopher. Kind of, okay, he do have some color to his skin, almost like Dr. I forget the everybody know the Dr. Von. It's another scholar that always taught us that we were Moors to a degree. Dr. Ben, Dr. Henry Clark, and Dr. Von. I forget his name. I can't believe I've forgotten. Please forgive me. Because I definitely studied that king. I can't think of his name right this second. But they definitely favor. What he hanging out with them for? Damn, brother, why you hanging around these goons? And the only black knight is done in grotesque. Yeah, look how they painted the one only black, person in the image. They painted him in grotesque. He like, man, I don't want her, man. I ain't know she ain't been with all y'all, man. Why she won't even get off, man. If y'all, man, whoever want her, man, have her, man. She won't get off me, dog. I'm too player for her. I'm just saying. Now there's no more blacks in Europe. And they look like Angela Bassett in a movie role. You know what I mean? See, she got with the Spaniard and made him mulatto. You know? Show. But yeah, this really was about this image. Well, they're not gonna let me see it that way. I have to blow it. I'm gonna go back to this real quick. You know, it all started about this image pretty much that I posted in my story for the day, showing you this tapestry, this German tapestry from the 1400s, depicting what's described as wild men, and I agree, the wild men of Europe with the nobles of Europe. Uh, who was in the castle? Who were the kings and the queens? Hmm? And this is Habsburg Germany. This is the original Germans or the nobles of that land. You know, I think that's going to conclude that. And I definitely enjoyed it, you know. Anytime I can get to bring, oh shoot, hold on. Let me see if I can learn how to drop the link. This is my first time dealing with StreamYard. I say StreamYard. Zoom. Let me see. I ain't gonna lie, man. Somebody gonna have to school me on this, man. I don't know how to do this. No lie, no lie. Yeah, let me see how to invite. Yeah, like I can invite by email or Yahoo Mail. Let me see. All right, let me see if I can do it. I just copied it. I thought I just copied it. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta give you the meeting password too. Yeah, they make it hard on the player right now. Let me see if I copy URL. What happened? There it is. I think that worked. Damn, now that's a long ass thing. Why didn't you just copy this invitation? Let me see. That shit ain't doing nothing. Oh, I need the meeting ID. Looking at, okay, let me see. Yeah, man, that was my first time trying. I don't know what I'm doing. I hit copy invitation. It ain't really give me nothing. I'm trying to drop it. But then when I hit copy URL, it gave me that big long thing. I don't know if that popped up. I put to everyone. I don't know why. Y'all, I don't even see the comment. I don't know. It's gonna have to be next time. I ain't hip on it yet. But yeah, that's gonna be the conclusion. You know, somebody gonna have to hook me up on this stream, y'all. This Zoom. I'm gonna have to go on YouTube, learn that too. You know how it go. Hold on, is this it? No, I don't know what I'm doing. But y'all already know. It's peace and love. I appreciate